Hi, everybody, and thank you for watching and listening to the Racket Quest podcast slash YouTube channel slash website channel slash. Okay, we're glad you're here. We have a lot to talk about. We always do, but finding the time to talk about it is more and more difficult every single day. I know it's the same way with you. Everyone is quite busy. And that's a good thing. I hope it's a good thing for you. It is a very good thing for us. It allows us to learn more and do more. And one of the things we're learning a lot about right now is um, the desire to own what we call special makeup rackets, what some people will refer to as pro stock rackets. And uh, we wanted to sort of share what we have found out about this marketplace. And the marketplace is as big as your desire to own something unique. We all want to own something that's unique, but how do we go about getting exactly what we want? We see a lot of pro stock rackets, and to simplify this conversation, I'm going to call them pro stock rackets. We see a lot of pro stock rackets, and we're not sure, nor is the potential buyer sure of exactly what they really are. And most of them are legitimate. Um, why would they not be? I mean, obviously, you're going to have something gone awry somewhere in the chain. That's going to be out of whack. Okay, but our position is let's find out if it is really what you believe it is, and we can help you do that. If we can help you do that, and we'll try to do that because we see some rackets coming in that are definitely um, not legitimate pro stock rackets. And so when we talk about pro stock rackets from Racket Quest, we are talking about certified pro stock rackets or SMUs, special makeups. Because when they come from us, they are indeed that. They are special makeup rackets. They are brand new. There's nothing on them but the uh, current graphics pack. Um, Other than that, they're wide open. They are uncut, so the maximum length of a racket can be 28 inches. We've said this before, so it's a little redundant, but we prefer to stick with 27 and a half, 27 and 3/4 as the maximum uh, length for a couple of reasons. We'd like to keep the center of percussion of the racket pretty much where it would be on a racket that you're currently using. And by you, I mean if you're using a 27-inch racket, that's probably what you're used to. But if you're going to go with a full-blown special makeup racket, one of the biggest requests we have is 27 and a half, 27 and 3/8, 27 and 5/8, 27 and 3/4. Okay, so that's what we need to know from you. What are you currently using, and why, in fact, do you want a special makeup racket? Typically, it's going to be because of the length. It's going to be because of the weight. It's going to be because of the inertia, swing weight. We said this before. From a performance standpoint, we do not use static balance or center of gravity as a performance metric. It's there. It's important. It's the center of gravity of the racket when it's the total length, but you don't hit with it in the total length. So I mean, it's a long story, but so we prefer to use inertia swing weight, and that is customizable by us. It is not customizable by the manufacturer typically. Okay, they can change a lot in terms of static balance or center of gravity, but they can't do much in terms of inertia or swing weight. Okay, so that's what we do. That's what any good that's what we do. Okay, so so we start based on that premise that you want something different. If you do not, then we can customize the racket you have, so on and so forth. We can extend them. We can do whatever you want to. But we prefer, if you're going to go anything more than a standard 27-inch racket, that we cut them off instead of make them longer. We can do either one, and we have great success with doing the extensions. Obviously, it's a fitment and is custom designed for your racket. It takes more time and a little bit more precision, but it can be done. It's not a problem doing it. On the other hand, taking a racket that's 27 inches long and making it, or 28 inches long, making it 27 and a half, is pretty easy. Okay, and then we build it from there. Okay, that's a good point. I'm going to make right now is that the last thing we do with a full custom racket or SMU racket is cut it to length after it is strung. Why? Because when a racket is strung, the head is going to change shape a little bit. And so when it leaves the world headquarters of Racket Quest, it is going to be precisely the length, okay, strung and ready to play with. When the string comes out, it could be, depending on how it was strung and where it was strung and how much the frame distorted, it can be a different length. Not by much, but it can be different. And if you start measuring them precisely, you're going to say, well, what the heck is this? So the last thing that's done on a full custom SMU racket is the length. Okay? That way we know it's exactly what the customer wanted when it left the world headquarters. And that's the only way we like to do it. We typically do not send out special makeup rackets that are not strung for that very reason. So that's one of the things that you need to consider when you're making a decision to buy a special makeup racket, which are going to be more expensive than a retail racket off of the wall. Typically, with some of the tariffs and stuff going on right now, the retail rackets are way high priced. Okay, but a special makeup racket is going to be a higher price because we're going to do more with it. We're going to make it yours. Okay, and that takes time. That takes time, and time, as they say, used to say, time is money. Typically, a full-blown special makeup racket is going to be in the $500 range, probably not more than that, depending on what needs to be done in terms of work, what kind of pallet goes on it, what kind of grip goes on it, what kind of string goes in it, and any other customization that might be required. There is always the option of painting. We are trying to avoid that because I think number one is not necessary. We have blacked out rackets. Okay, that's not an issue. All black. I mean, they're all black or all white. Okay, and they're beautiful. They look terrific. But we do it with a very special finish paint, and it is not inexpensive to do it. So think about that. If you're looking for a pro stock racket, um, then you'd save yourself a few bucks by getting one that is a cosmetically um, retail look. Okay, so there you go. But anyway, almost anything can be done with rackets. But what I wanted to address in a little more detail is how far down do you want to go to find out if a racket is legitimate? With some of the rackets right now, I mean, removing the pallets and stuff, while it does probably destroy the pallet, is pretty easy. Okay, and then on the shaft itself is a molded in ID plate, we'll call it. Not a plate, it's a piece of paper, but it's molded in. You can't get it off. Okay? So we can look at that and we say, yes, okay, this is absolutely what it's intended to be. All right? We can look at those and determine by the number if we can get to it. And some of them are even, some of them you really can't get to, be honest with you. I mean, so you have to do other things. You have to scrape a little paint to see what the base coat is, so on and so forth. But anyway, most of the platforms we use are, well, Head is the primary platform that we use. We find the products to be, number one, very, very customer centric. In other words, they care about you, like we do. Number two, the components to make them are not running down the street, but I mean they 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 are obtainable, and we keep some of those on hand. Well, we keep a lot of them on hand, to be honest with you, so we can rip off a pallet, okay, look at it, determine, yes, this is exactly what you're paying for, sir, and put a new pallet on it, and away you go. So we verified that what you're getting is what you're paying for. Other rackets, it can be done. It is not as easy to do, but in most cases it can be done. But the point is, if you're going to be spending money on a custom product, unless you want something that someone uh, uh, famous has actually held in their hand, then you're going to be looking at a new racket. Okay, maybe specced out to what that player was using. If we have the specs, if we know the specs, legitimate specs. Okay, not something that somebody has decided. Well, I'm going to say these are the specs, but it's the legitimate specs, and then we can do that. It's not an issue. Okay, and we will do it. But the point of this conversation, and it's gone longer than I had anticipated, is to make sure you're getting what you're paying for, and by starting with something brand new, uncut, raw, you know you're getting exactly what you are going to be paying for. And keep in mind, you're going to be paying probably a little more than if you walk into the world headquarters and buy something off of the wall. We have those as well. Okay, so anyway, don't lose sight of the retail product. Okay, because it can be changed. But if you want a full blown, full custom, special makeup racket, um, that's where you start, raw. Okay. Anyway, thank you very, 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 very much for listening, watching, and whatever else you do with this podcast. Um, let us know. Okay. If you have any questions, please text us 407-491-4755. The website racketquest.tennis. Okay? Thanks. Be looking to hear from you. Bye-bye.